Well, now I want to turn to Martin Brechbiel, MMR, for his normal Scratch Builder's Corner. Martin, how are you?
I'm working on functional. I might get there. I may object to the use of the word normal. Anything but. So much for the first page. We'll move right along. Must be getting late. So where did I stop last week? Last week was a long time ago. 168 hours ago. I don't know how I'm expected to remember these things. Okay, so first floor. We had the first floor assembled with a removable ceiling floor unit for the second floor to be built up on. So that's what it looked like, sort of, from the front. There's this removable floor thing, ceiling, floor, depends on which side of it you're on. If you're underneath of it, it's the ceiling. If you're standing on it, it's the floor. I didn't bother to put in floor trusses and such. But there's one thing I need to point out. That's this little ledge. This ledge runs all the way around. There's a reason for that ledge, which we're going to find out about later. And of course, last week I shoehorned in a floor. I put one in that little back add-on section as well later on, but I think, at least I'm pretty sure I did. We'll find out. Maybe not this week though. So we're going to build the second floor now. And there's our front and back walls. It's going to be asymmetric. I know it's a big word. It must be SAT week or something. But there's sort of, I've forgotten the symmetry rules involved in this, but there's a front and a back. Let's see. The one at the bottom is the front. The one on the back, the one at the top is the back. Unless I have the whole house backwards. And you see, it's glued up from scrap pieces of milled clapboard. It's 3/32 square units on the ends. Those are the corner posts. Tie it all together. There are the two sides, a left and a right, an up and a down. And we go back, you can see one side's a lot different than the other. There's a couple of scale feet difference here. So be a little careful when you cut things out and make sure you account for the differences left, right, up, down, back and forth. It matters. And of course, as always, you want to get your milled clapboard right side up. There's nothing like the irritation of cutting the windows out and then realizing I had the whole board upside down and there's a ruined piece of clapboard, or at least stuff that goes into the scrap box for some other purpose. Hopefully it can be resalvaged for something. Okay, so this is where that ledge comes together. We put those four walls together. They sit on that ledge and tie together as a unit, just like that. And they drop right in there. Well, of course, the one side doesn't have anything because there is no wall on that side. That's a roof section. But it all ties together, drops in on that ledge. And if you have a modest proficiency with a ruler, preferably one that goes down into the millimeters, this is not that hard to do, to measure accurately. Otherwise, you're shimming or sanding until it, sanding feverishly until it actually fits. But this dropped together rather nicely and surprised even me that I actually was able to do it without messing it up more than once. But it all ties together, and a little bit of goo and CA. You got the end grain ties right into the corner post. It is a little tricky in that you can't set this down on a piece of glass like I normally do, and this piece is up in the air. So it's this base, this wall, and this wall are on the glass, and this one just ties it together. And once it's close to set, pick it up, drop it on the floor, onto this ledge, and it actually fit. First try. Shocking, absolutely shocking. And there's the back side, or let me see, that would be the right side of the house. So you can see it begins to fit together. And it does fit together. And that whole unit drops and locks in place on top of the first floor unit. So if you want to get inside to the first floor, you can just pick the whole second floor up. It comes right off. And it fits right in slots in the onto the first floor for if you're really into pain, and some days I am, you can actually detail the interior and put up partition walls and a stairwell and all that fun stuff. And I'm not sure we're going to do that on this show. Too much pain, probably. That costs extra if I do that. Here's just for a little bit of pain. Second floor room partitions. So that's just some 1/16 inch basswood, a couple of Grant line door frames, and you glue it all up. Sand fit, sand fit, sand fit, trim, trim, sand fit. See the little notches down here. Those actually fit into the, I think, the right-hand wall. And that fits right in place. So we have 2 rooms, a bathroom, and a hall for where the stairwell comes up from downstairs. And to be careful, because you got to remember, you can't put walls where the windows are. That doesn't work usually. It looks a little funny from the outside of the window. But this does block the view through, at least on the second floor, through the building, front to back. It breaks things up. And this is something I really abhor in the vast majority of kits that you buy. They're a hollow box. And they're on your layout, and you walk by and you look through the window and you're seeing the backdrop of the layout out through the window. And at least put something in there to break up the view. A piece of paper, some art paper, some black stuff, something to just block the view, because you shouldn't be able to look through your houses and see the backside, out the back and see the rest of the layout. So it fits in here. I've added an extra little piece here, a piece of 16th basswood down here at the bottom, just to close off the crawl space into the attic. Maybe I'll put a door into it. Who knows what evil can be lurking in the attic to scare the children or the adults. Things that go bump in the night. And I'm going to stop here, and we'll pick it up next. No, we will not pick it up next week, will we, Jim? We'll pick it up in 2 weeks.
2 weeks. 2 weeks. Tomorrow, next week, we have the My Build segment, and want to give as much time to everybody to show what they're building.
Yes, and I even managed to remember that.